To the gamers who are watching this, you need to break free of your games, for they're killing you. If you haven't realized it yet, you've lost your life to video games. Years, thousands of hours. Simple games like Minecraft. I have 10,000 hours on Minecraft. I haven't spent 1 hour on it in a year. I believe that you must also do the same, for your life will be ruined if you do not escape it right now. You're basically in mortal danger, because you're not gonna die, but you're gonna live a living hell. I'm allowed to say that word. The movie Soul said it, so still not age restrictable. But y'all need to get out of the addiction. Today I want to talk about ways to get out of the addiction to gaming, and how to get into a better life, because I know that there is nothing good in gaming for you guys. You don't gain anything, and you just lose stuff. So one of the things that you can do right now is that you can end up making it. There's two ways that you can go with this. One is the way of atomic habits. Get your controller right now. Pull out the batteries. Put a battery in your garage or in the farthest point of the house. Put another battery in, I don't know, maybe an area outside of the house. And get the controller and put it in the car. Well, the car, or in somebody's bedroom. And with this, we've realized that gaming is such an easy habit for the fact of how it is extremely accessible. There's no effort to get onto it. It's like YouTube. Barely any effort. I could just click this button and then just go down 2 buttons, and I would have infinite entertainment. I don't use that way. I use willpower. And because of this, it will be able to give you time to think. You can do other habits. Shoot, I'd say even doing self-improvement videos is better, and watching those is better than playing video games, because you're actively reprogramming your mind. And you need to reprogram your mind to get out of this. The second option is to make it as accessible as possible, but to say no to it. Say, I am not a gamer. I do not game. Make yourself believe in this. Make yourself truly know that I am not a gamer, I do not game, and this is not what I do. If you're able to update your identity right now and just keep on saying this, eventually you will believe it, because it will become true. You won't game. You won't be a gamer. And gaming won't be a thing you do. I believe that losing the addiction to gaming is one of the most important ones of these steps, because it gives you everything that a man wants. It gives you social status. It gives you the idea of money. And it gives you the idea of adventure. But you get none of this. If you don't find a way to get out of it, your life won't change, and you'll change in the video game. Like maybe if you become a YouTuber, which, let's be honest, you're just here to play a game, not to record yourself. That second way of willpower is the best one. I made it as accessible for me to play video games as possible. I replaced my addiction with another one. It was actually self-improvement videos. All I did was watch Hamza videos, First Man, and Ayman Gotzi for the last 10 days before school. Here we are, a year later. I am video game free, and I'm almost free from self-improvement videos, but it is still a good thing that I changed the addiction to something like that. You can also change your addiction to something like reading. It's a really good habit. The book I'm currently on is How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's been taking me a while because I've been recording more than I admit I should be reading. I'm only on page, I believe, 89. No, I'm on page 90, and I've read at each page twice in a row. Oh, just so I could actually remember things. You need a system for this. I'll talk about that in a different video. But reading is a good way. And it doesn't matter what you read, as long as you read. You could even be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I actually read Diary of a Wimpy Kid just to get me back into the habit. I don't want you to, like, your first thing that you're going to do, go to a book like this, because that would be extremely hard for you to do. If you're able to do that, amazing. But it would take a lot of willpower, which needs to, at this very moment, go to video games. I believe around 10 days ago, I sold my PS4. It's now gone, because I truly know that I don't need it, and I don't want it, for I'm not a gamer. And I have had thousands of hours. I didn't even sell it for much. I sold it for $125. Yeah, call me a sucker. It's gone. I have money. And I don't have an addiction. I'd rather have a quarter of the money from it than have all of it in the addiction. Now, for number 2. One of the next steps you're going to have to do is that you're going to have to, for the 2 paths, you're going to have to also, for the first one, which I don't think it's the best one, but is a way to do this, you end up putting away your console. Get all the cords and put them into different spots in the house. Different from where you put the controllers and the batteries. Next, what you're going to have to do is just try finding something to put your time into, because you will fall into your bad habits if you don't find anything to put your time with. Because just being in your room and being bored, you're not used to that. So your brain will actually just try to go against you. You're going to have to fight your lizard brain doing that. So that's stupid. Reading doesn't have to be this book. It just has to be a book. This is a good book. But it's a book. Now for the second path, which I do advise, you get the console and you make everything in your room to push you forward towards that, and you go away from it. Go away from it. You say, I do not game. I am not a gamer. This is not something I would do. And naturally, you'll start to do this more, and you'll not play video games more. And you can find anything to put your time into. Join a sport, any sport, even golf. That's still a good sport to join. Swimming, track, just running. As long as it's a sport, it will actually help you. Make a video on that in the future. Watch self-improvement videos. I would say if you're really low at this, I would say that is a way to swap your addiction. How to win friends and influence people, just read. Pay Page 218. 11. The movies do it. TV does it. Why don't you do it? Now, the thing that's funny is that you shouldn't do most of the things that people on TV are doing. Just being a degenerate, a gamer. Most people don't want to be this. And because of it, we must be better. Now that you have, I would say that if you're in the first group, you were struggling a lot, but now you have to go into the second group. You need to make it as accessible as possible because you've now made it part of your identity where you don't play video games, you're not a gamer, and you do not play games because it's not something you do. Now make it as accessible as possible and just say no as many times as you can to it. You see it in your room, and you end up, or go read a book, but say no to the games. Say, I am not a gamer. I do not game. I do not play video games. And you will believe this because it will become true. Call it a lie, but it becomes a truth. Next, you must find a way to become a better man. You should look into other habits. Things like meditation, gratitude journaling, and reading. These are 3 very good ones, especially to make a sleep routine. They're all part of my sleep routine. I meditate for at least 10 minutes, gratitude journal for at least a page, and I read for at least a page if I'm out of time, which I really need to get better on that one. That's why I'm going to start reading more throughout the day. If you've done these steps, now I'm going to speak to the person who is in the first group, not the second. For second group has most likely passed. I believe that there's a chicken on my front door right now. One of my chickens probably. Don't know which one. For first group, you are now at step 3, where you would have been exactly where step 1 was, but you needed a little bit more time. And that's okay. Any progress is progress. Now, do the same thing that as the step 2 for group 2 as your step 4. Make it as possible to go play games. But remember, say no to it. Say, I am not a gamer. I do not game. This is something I wouldn't do. You must do these steps. These 2 ways are for the people who I know have been gaming for years. I gamed for years. There's also a third group where you're able to just swap your addiction for something else. That's the group I was in. I learned through these different groups, by reading and researching. These are the best ways to do this. But remember, you are not a gamer. I am not a gamer. Say it right now. I am not a gamer. I do not game. And playing games is something I would not do. It's only true if you truly start to believe it. And you will believe it, because you'll say it so much, and you actually will prove it correct. You'll prove it right by not gaming. By seeing the Xbox, or your PlayStation, or your Nintendo Switch in your school bag. And thinking in your mind, I am not a gamer. I do not game. Playing games is something I would not do. And you can end up making your life so much better just going into these other things. This is my little guide for this. I'm Brandon, born yesterday. I would appreciate it if you ended up checking my self-improvement and coaching, because I truly just want to help you. That's all I didn't want to do. If I didn't want to do this, why would I have made 15 videos in the past 15 days without any views? I have had 0 viewers. Nobody has clicked on my channel. I have 10 views, and that is me checking if a video hyperlink works. If you really want to help yourself, you should join Adonis School. It's made by Hamza. I believe that right now he's actually getting close to closing it, but I'm going to keep on showing that link for the fact of how there are people who will actually try joining, and you're able to do a pre-order of it, or you'll end up being alerted about when you're finally in, because people will leave over time, and because of that, you will end up being allowed into their community. They've almost hit 1,000 people. It's amazing. That man is amazing. Remember to be, and if you get into that community, remember to be like that man. Remember that you are not weak. You are supposed to be strong. You are not a gamer. You do not play games. I do not play games. I am not a gamer. Playing games is something you wouldn't do. Playing games is something I wouldn't do. And now, give it a few months, it'll be true. Shoot, even a few weeks, they can be true. Just need to say no. No, I do not play video games. If you want to be helped by me, you can check out my self-improvement coaching. For this video's quote, we are not gamers. We are men.